seemingly benign substances like coffee and just a little bit of alcohol can disturb your sleep enough and affect your mental health in the long run. Okay, so let's talk a little bit first about coffee and how it can really affect your sleep cycle. So most people have a cup to 3 cups a day, but let's just talk about even something relatively low, like the 1.5 cup or 2 cup range. When you have a cup of coffee in the morning, it gives you that boost, but you're actually putting a stimulant into your system. And when that stimulant starts to wear off around, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, what do? We go back over to Starbucks or Dunkies to get that extra boost. The problem is that as we age and we move closer to our 40s, or if you're older than your 40s, even half a cup of regular coffee can disturb your sleep at night, and here's how. While putting a stimulant into your body, it can actually bubble up and have a re-effect in about 12 hours. That can be the difference between falling asleep on time, choosing to stay up and watch a 5-hour marathon of The Walking Dead, or waking up in the middle of the night and not getting that deep REM sleep that you need. Then, when you wake up in the morning not feeling refreshed, you start the day over and you're right back at Starbucks. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how alcohol can really impact your mental health without having a substance abuse problem. The issue is that a lot of us like to have a glass or 2 of wine at night just to sort of unwind, and we think that it actually helps us to go to sleep. But here's what happens. When you're at the end of a long day and you're feeling hyper vigilant and you have a couple glasses of wine, it's actually going to bring you down here, which just feels good and it lends itself to a sort of sleep. But then what happens is as you drift off and the alcohol wears off, you actually back up to an even higher level of vigilance than you were at before. Even 1 or 2 glasses of wine is enough to wake you up after 4 or 5 hours. You might even think that you don't need more sleep at the time, but then you wind up having a pretty negative day the next day. Another thing that happens is it doesn't allow you, even 1 or 2 glasses of wine or a couple of beers, to get that deep REM sleep in which you're dreaming. And that's when all of the restorative factors that happen in terms of health, beauty, and mental health. So it's obviously there's nothing wrong with having a glass or 2 of wine, but try to leave it to the weekends when you're already likely to get more sleep and more rest. If you're having alcohol at night and it builds up after 7 days or 14 days or 30 days, it can actually lend itself to an underlying anxiety or depression situation, because the number 1 determining factor of mental health is sleep. So if you're not getting that deep sleep between 8 and 10 hours that you need every night, it's enough to wind up at a psychologist or a psychiatrist trying to find out what's going on, and even considering taking medication when really what you need is just to reduce the alcohol and get some better rest at night.